Hello everyone, and welcome to Conquest of Elysium 5. This is a game that has been requested by a longtime viewer of the channel, and I'm very happy to oblige as it's one of my favorite games of all time. If you're not familiar with the game, it's by Illwinter Game Design. They're a bit probably more known for their Dominion series, which has a little bit more systems and um, fine detail control than this one. This one's more of like a fantasy strategy, um, turn-based game with some roguelike elements and like auto battler combat, but I think it's great. I prefer this to Dominions. It's easier to get into, I would say, but everybody has their preferences. They actually just added an update 2 days ago that added a new playable class, the Guildmaster. So we're going to be jumping into a multiplayer game and I'm going to be trying that out. Here we are. When you start up a game, these are the map settings that you can adjust. Today we're just going to play on a small map. You also get to choose the society era that the game will take place in. I could do a quick rundown of these. I'm just going to play on a random society this time, but Dark Ages is sort of the most fantastical. There's more dragons, fairies, dwarves, and not as many human settlements. Agricultural is when the humans start to become dominant. There's a lot of hamlets and villages and bandits as well. Empire is the most powerful human empire with the largest cities. Fallen Empire is the empire after something has gone terribly wrong. There's a few different versions of this scenario that you just have to find out once you select it which one you've gotten. The monarchy is after the Fallen Empire has been, I guess, started to get restored by a king and a lot of nobles. One is sort of the most militarized with the most castles. And the last society is Dawn of a New Empire. And it's kind of a balanced one. It has a little bit of everything from the previous eras, with the Council of Elders ruling from the largest city. But I like to have a bit of randomness in my game, so we're going to play on Random Society. For the advanced options, Common Cause makes it so that a player will only lose if no one on their team has a Citadel or Commander left. I'm going to enable that as I'm playing a team game today. I'm not going to enable score graphs, and I'm not going to enable the Wilder mode. It just boosts the independent forces numbers. But everything else should be good. Start clustered with allies, north and south default. Let's get on into it. Okay, so the first player is going to be me, and I'll be on team 1. Let's play against, I think 3 AI opponents will be a good amount. Our friend has joined here. Let's try to assign us both to the same team. I'm going to be this nice color here. That's normally what I like to go for. And these are the classes of the game. I should say, I think this is where the game shines. Each one of these factions has such a vastly different playstyle to the rest of them. They all have different unique resources and mechanics. For example, the Necromancer is looking for places where large battles have taken place so that they can raise a large army of the undead. But the new class that was just added this week is the Guildmaster, which is who I'm going to be looking at. When men came to Elysium, there were individuals who realized that there was profit to be made in the growing markets and towns of the newfound continent. Guilds formed where trade was abundant, and the leaders of the guilds accumulated fortune, influence, and eventually military power to rival that of human warlords. Relying on human troops and mercenaries, various guildmasters established themselves across Elysium. So guildmasters can establish guilds in places of trade that give different beneficiary effects to the faction. Some guilds have economic benefits, while others give access to superior troops, navigators, or special commanders. Once a guild is established, it remains even if an enemy conquers the site, or the guild will not grant any beneficial effects to the conqueror. If retaken, the guildmaster will once again be able to benefit from the guild. A thieves' guild will be economically detrimental to would-be conquerors, and an assassin's guild might even trigger assassination attempts against enemy commanders and armies. So the summary of their abilities: regular human troops of good quality. Guilds can be built in places of trade. Different guilds improve different economic aspects. Different guilds give access to elite or exotic troops as well as mages and other special commanders. Some guilds generate free units, some of which move around independently. And mercenary guilds increase the number of mercenary offers. So it sounds interesting. It sounds different than any class that's in the game so far, which I suppose is why they would add them. Yeah, my favorites, I really like Enchanter. He can kind of bring things to life, like inanimate objects like swords, or even an entire mine once he gets a bit more powerful. I like Warlock as well. They're kind of elemental casters, but we're trying out the new guy, the Guildmaster. It looks like our teammate is going for the Baron, which fine by me. So we'll be on team 1. I'll have green and yellow be on team 2. And then blue can be an independent force that we'll have to go against. I'll leave the AI on random. We'll see what we get. And let's start the game. We now get to name our main commander. I'm gonna go with... what's a Guildmaster name? The Guildmaster Paul. Waiting for our turn. Let's see. I tried to record a version of this video when the update first dropped, but I was having some crashes, but they seem to have resolved now. So this is actually really interesting. We're on this tiny little island here where we have a village that produces gold for us, and the port of Genumia, which is our main town. These are all of our troops. They do look to be of high quality, and we actually have a ship so that we're not stranded here. Paul, the Guildmaster here, is not much of a warrior. You can see the stats that they have. If you are familiar with Dominions, I'm sure it probably looks fairly familiar. But it's a bit streamlined, I would say. A bit more fast-paced and replayable. I love this game. So first things first, let's get the ship with our main force. I think we should probably actually leave our Guildmaster here in the city unless he has any special powers that we'll need to make use of. So we start out, all the Guildmaster can use, or he can establish a Traders Guild, which will increase our income in trade and increases the worldwide gold income in trade. Interesting. We can also purge the guilds in any city. And we can also start up a Merchant's Guild at level 2. But we'll need gems to do any of this. We need gems, huh? Merchant's Guild upgrades the Trader's Guild. Okay, it gives it a little bit more income. I see, I see. So... we have 3 points of trade to start. I'm going to open up the trade. Make sure that we're buying gems. We'll buy about 18 gems a year for a cost of 36 gold. That seems worth it, as we do need them. So our ally, the Baron, up here, what name has he gone for? Lawson the Baron, very cool. He is our protector on the mainland, I suppose, making sure none of these nasty individuals come across the sea. But we do have a ship, so we're going to try to rule the seas, I think, as the Guildmaster. I've got some pike troops, some halberdiers. I want to leave maybe 3 halberdiers and 2 crossbowmen here in the port. And I'm going to go with the captain to command the rest of them. How many troops do we have here? 16 units. The ship can hold 20. So we're good to go. Don't think we want to tangle with the great shark. He looks very tough. What about these guys? The Tritons. Triton Trooper and Triton. I think we'll go after them, perhaps. Conquer their white corals. So we're coming down here. Oh, there's actually a port here as well. Oh, there's another landmass. It might connect, or it might be its own separate place. This looks a bit better defended. So these independent troops, this shade of gray is just straight independent, like the wildlife or anything. This one that's a little bit closer to my color is kind of the civilized independence. They might be the empire, or they might be led by a king. But with how many there are, I think that we're probably in some highly civilized society. I'm going to attack the Tritons. And Paul the Guildmaster is just going to stay here in the safety of Gnumia. And I will pass the turn. So, there's been a battle in the White Corals. That's us. That's what we just attacked. Ooh, I really like the look of this ship. I'm not sure if they changed this or if they've always been like this. But I know they changed quite a bit with this recent update. So far it seems very cool. We take out the Tritons with no losses, if I saw that correctly. Indeed. And we're able to recruit a guild merchant and a captain. Well, we are not, because we don't have the money for them. What is the guild merchant? He's in charge of the gold for a single guild. He's just the lower ranking version of our commander. This guy must be tier 2, and the guild merchant is probably the tier 1. With these rituals of mastery is how we can increase into the next version of himself. But it takes quite a few. As soon as I get 15 gold, I'm going to look to establish this traders guild, but for now, let's keep on exploring. We're on the ship, so I think I'll just keep sailing all around here. See an Undine and a small shark. We might go after them. Might be a bit risky, but I think it'll be fun. Looks like our ally is getting into a fight in that village there. Ooh, they've probably got it handled. Allied forces were fighting in the coastal hamlet. They took care of it without issue. And it said there the autumn is here. Yeah, this game, each turn is roughly, I think, a month. So about 3 turns will be 1 season. Looks like something took over our market village up here, but I don't have a way to get there quite yet. It's okay. It'll be fine. There's a slinger and a bandit in these mountains. If I had to guess, I'd say maybe we're in the agricultural era, because there's so many villages and farms everywhere, and these bandits right here are the most common in that era. I'm going to attack the Undine here at the red corals. We're going to be the coral merchant. Let's see how we did. Undine is using some magic. Took out one of our troops. But the rest are okay. How'd our allies do? Absolutely fine. So far so good. What's happening here? An ambush, maybe? That's unfortunate for them. I'm gonna keep sailing around this way. Ooh. Got a bridge just guarded by a lone spearman that leads to the magic library, which has a hedge wizard, some armored troops, an alchemist, and an adept of the Silver Order. He carries with him a map of Pandemonium, which grants almost perfect knowledge of an area on use. These guys, probably pretty tough. A lot of mages there. But this is what I'm talking about. I love this game. There's just so much. So many unit types, so much to find. Just so many different things that you can stumble into, and two playthroughs are always very different from one another. We got quite a bit of gold, so let's see what kind of units we can recruit. The only ones that don't take iron are going to be the spearmen. So I think I'll just save my gold for now and look to establish guilds when we get enough gems. We can get gems from probably mines, but we haven't seen any yet. I'll pass turn. Sorry for taking so long, Lawson. Doing fine. We do get a scout recruit. These guys are good because they have stealth and acute senses. They can see stealthy units. I'm gonna go ahead and recruit one. Looks like Lawson got an old weapon master in one of his farms. That's a random event that can occur. These guys are really useful because they train the army that you stick them with. I think let's try to take over this bridge. Hopefully the wizards of the library don't get angry from that. And I think we can just sail down this river in our ship. Never mind. The river does not go much further. However, we could go here, leave the ship here in this, what do you call this? Like delta, where the river, I don't know, it's not really even a river. It's more of like a little bay or something. But I think we'll leave the ship here and then proceed on foot, maybe into this coal mine. Actually, probably not into this coal mine. These guys look very tough. The Bakemono. This is also a playable faction. Very, very cool monsters with a lot of style. We'll figure it out though. The winter is here. Winter is pretty painful, but we've actually explored far enough south that it's not snow covered. For most unit types, the snow will make you be able to move less quickly. Just looking at what Lawson's up to. I think it's fine if he takes all this territory. He's gonna start making a ton of gold. We need gems more than anything to help establish our guilds. We've already got 5 from just trading, but we need 15 to establish our first one. Apologies if you can hear my cat howling. It's just one of those days. So we're gonna leave the ship here in this little bay and try to walk past these Bakemono of the coal mine. We're getting deep into the jungle here. There's actually an iron mine also ruled by Bakemono. Not as heavily guarded, but still think we might need a few more troops to take it. We shall see. The path inland is actually frozen over, so we could cross over with our leader if we wanted to, but I think we'll stay in the port and bide our time, enjoying our luxurious lifestyle. We can recruit another scout, and here is actually one of the other players. I think the blue faction is the one that is independent. Green and yellow are on a team together. I just see 2 Bandar archers. Bandar are large and strong and can use bows larger than any human-wielded longbow. Ah. It's only 2 of them. Do we want to strike first? I think as far as the AI's decision making, I'm not sure if they'll hold a grudge if I attack them first and then start coming for me, but it'll be exciting. Let's charge in there. Attack those guys. Allied forces fighting in a village, and then we were fighting in a jungle. Let's see how our battle did first. There were a few hidden ones that we didn't see, because they are forest stealth. We don't have a scout in this army. So we took some losses, but we still were able to come out on top. How did our ally do? Looked totally fine. I saw that we had a guild merchant for recruit. Recruiting him doesn't really do anything for us though, because their main benefit is establishing the guilds, which I don't have a surplus of resources to do that with. This hamlet is abandoned, seemingly. So we take that over. And nearby we have the Spider Tribe village and the Serpent Tribe village. Serpent Tribe looks more heavily guarded. Spider Tribe has poison bows though. Do they both have poison bows? No, these don't have any archers. So I don't think I'm going to tangle with either of them yet. I'm just going to try to pass through when we reach these mountains here. Let's go to these in the south. And this may have been a mistake. We're right next to the Maharaja's palace. So this is what Blue's faction is the Maharaja, the monkey Maharaja to be exact. He has a lot of these what's the like scientific term for monkeys? I don't know. A lot of these monkey troops. They definitely have more numbers than us. We'll see what they do if they attack us in the mountains. Allied forces were fighting in a coastal hamlet. They're just clearing up all of those villages. Looks like they're not having any issues. Springtime has arrived, and we didn't get attacked. Somehow. But they seem to have split off. I think most of their forces went somewhere else. I'm almost tempted to attack them now. Because they're... You see at the bottom of the screen there what resources you gain from a place. I would gain 1 gem per turn if I had this palace. It might be a bit foolish. We don't really have the numbers. But I am tempted. They have 5 bowmen. These gates are pretty tough. We'll need a bit more to go after them. Let's head to the north. Seems like this is where they went. I don't see their leader, so he probably has forest stealth, I would have to assume. Mr. Racer making his customary appearance. Did I pass the turn there? Yes, okay. They're not attacking me, luckily. Do I take their village? I think I do. They may become very upset. The Baron has consolidated his control of all of this territory. Looks like he's doing well. Be curious how much income he's making from all this. On to the next turn. We're still not attacked. Lucky for us. A guild merchant available again. I think let's go up here to the savannah. And this is another thing that I really love about the gameplay loop of this, I guess. It's just exploring the unexplored. You know, slowly unraveling the map and then seeing what your world looks like. Do I want to go any further into this way? I think so. Ah. So we traveled into this desert and there's a port here called White Harbor. I think that's a city from Game of Thrones. This one is very, well, not very heavily guarded, but not anything I would want to attack. Allied forces were ambushed in a village. Looks like these two bandits that we saw attacked our friend's village. They did not fare well. Okay. I think the blue team took back our little hamlet that we took. So, I think we'll head up here. There are pyramids right here. Any terrain info? No. So we don't see any information on these pyramids, but I, as someone who has played this game, I do not trust them at all. I think there might be a scary monster hiding in those pyramids. So I'm gonna avoid them. Guildmaster seems cool. I think they always start in a port city and with a ship. So they're kind of more navally competent than most of the classes that you can play as. At least starting out. Which I really like that. It's a very cool playstyle. I'm still yet to establish a guild. And I think Allied forces fought in a forest. That went well for them. But I think that there are various other guilds. They talked about a Thieves Guild, an Assassin's Guild. So it may very well be randomized which ones we begin with the ability to form. That's how most of the classes with rituals work anyway. We're up to 12 gems. We can almost get the Traders Guild. For now, let's just keep exploring with our little expeditionary force. We get up here and conquer the farm, and north of us is the City of Merchants. This would be great for us. Very heavily guarded though. So I need to maybe join forces with my ally. Then we can sweep through here, take out blue, and then take all of this territory and split it up amongst ourselves. I'm just going to head up here. There's another farm that we can take next turn. Our allies are fighting in a coastal hamlet. Who is this gentleman? A mad cultist. Humans are like obedient dogs. They come when they are called. Very spooky. Looks like an arrow to the chest took care of him though. I'm gonna take this other farm. And there's a hamlet up here. 18 dwarf workers just out patrolling. Hopefully they don't mess with us. I'm gonna go for the hamlet. Oh, there's been a battle in a hamlet, and then I was attacked in a hamlet. So the first battle seems to have gone without issue, and then I would have to guess the dwarves probably attacked me. They sure did. Those little freaks. How'd we do? They've got the numbers advantage. Not looking good. Our captain's fighting with the strength of 10 men. Ooh, he actually is victorious. Rabior the captain. You gotta get back to base, man. You lost the whole army. We left the ship parked there, so I'm gonna try to just make my way back to it. We've got some mountains to cross, but we should be able to get home safe. Unless anything attacks us. Another captain recruit for 42 gold. We're stockpiling a bit of gold, but I don't think I'm going to recruit another captain just yet. I'm sure that there is a lot that I'm not explaining very well about the game. It's pretty intuitive, I think. You can just learn from playing, or hopefully by watching. I see that yellow has come in and taken some of Lawson's territory. Looks like they are some winged individuals led by Bujra the Cloud Lord. He has level 2 storm magic. And a bunch of guys who can fly with ice lances. Whoa. It's not a big force, but yellow is allied with green, I believe. So, it's currently mid-autumn. Once the winter comes, maybe I'll send some troops over to help him with that. We'll have to see. We will see what happens. Our captain is still running for his life, passing right by the army of the Maharaja. Just keep on moving, man. It's gonna take him a while to wade through this dense jungle. What is Lawson planning? Sending the knights. Seems like a good strategy. And Ergen, the court mage, has joined their army. Yeah, Baron is a really cool class. I think it's the first one that I played, and I would recommend you guys check out the game for the first time. A class like Baron is great for starting off. They have very elite troops. Allied forces have been fighting in a bridge. Let's see how that went for them. Ooh, what is this? A woodman. A woodman guarding the bridge. He was no match for the armored knights. We were attacked in a jungle. No, Rabior. Oh. Okay, they're not the monkey Maharaja. They're the evil version. Balakhander, the Raksharaja. So I think there's two like versions of this monkey faction. One's very benevolent good guys, and this is like the more demonic evil versions. Yeah, he rules the kingdom of apes and brutes that is even more depraved than the realm of the monkey Maharaja. The descriptions in this game are very funny in my opinion. A lot of the times they're kind of tongue-in-cheek and filled with misinformation. They're written by like somebody who's a lore master, like a scribe for the Empire faction. So he talks really good about the Empire and talks really bad about everybody else. But our captain definitely is going to die to all these monkeys. See, he takes one out, defeats two. He was such a warrior. Now it's winter time, and they're fighting in the market up here. Tell you what, I'm going to recruit Wather, the captain. Sounds like a good sort. Get him some spearmen. And I'll go with a scout. I thought I recruited 2 scouts actually, but maybe I failed to recruit one once. I'll just send him with a scout and 3 halberdiers and go and try to help out. There's been a battle in a market village. See how it went. Yeah, these guys crumbled under those lance charges. Oh, he used like a lightning bolt spell to hit all the knights. Luckily he got paralyzed though, so he's not going to cast again. And that's the end of him. Allied forces have been fighting in a magic library. Oh, they actually went for this library? I hope this went well. Seems like it is. These mages don't seem to have anything too devastating. Summons a wolf. Gets quickly disposed of. He summoned some storm clouds. That's a bit more dangerous. But they take him out. A well-placed arrow. This is the Baron's strength, is these longbowmen. They're very accurate, very dangerous. And the knights, of course. They managed to defeat them all. Where was that library again? Oh, all the way down there. Nice. Where we left our ship. I don't think that we'd be able to give them our ship to use, but that would be a cool feature. Okay, Wather the captain. I think I might just tag along with the army of the High Lord here. He seems like a strategic fellow. And we're up to 18 gems, so I actually can establish a guild. Been able to do that for a couple turns now. So the Traders Guild will increase our income by 2 gold and increase our trade by 1. Let's go ahead and do it. The Traders Guild is in. So we can see our gold income has gone up. Our trade has gone up as well. Back to the 3 we started at, because we used to have that market as well, but that's totally fine. Ooh, we can recruit 10 archers for 108 gold. Unfortunately, I just spent a bit of gold on the guild, otherwise I would go for it. Actually, yeah, I've just realized we don't have archers as a standard recruit. And these caravan guards are new, right? Being a caravan guard is not for the faint-hearted. Caravan guard has to face the many dangers of traveling between towns, such as bandits, bears, snakes, or maybe walking into a forest of aggressive giant mushrooms. Rest in peace to Travis Foultemper. Those aggressive giant mushrooms are no joke. Yeah, I think we have access to these caravan guards because of our trade guild, if I am not mistaken. They seem like solid troops. They use a sword. They don't have armor though. Yeah, just kind of a cheap swordsman option. It is late winter, so this ice is going to thaw before we can get back. But I think I'll take over this hamlet here. And then next winter I'll walk over back to the port that we own. Paul the merchant is just sitting pretty in his city. Allied forces have been fighting in a coal mine. Oh, they went for the Bakemono as well. You are braver than me, Lawson. Let's see how this went for you. Nothing can stop this night charge. They're very, very tough. Lost one of them, but only one knight fell, I believe. Yeah, seemed to go pretty well. Alright. Next up, I'll take this one. Don't want to take too much from Lawson's territory. All this is pretty much his realm as far as I'm concerned. There's 2 giant centipedes right there. Don't want them to attack me. Oh, what? Am I missing something here? How did I leave the scout and halberdiers there? I'm actually not sure. I'm gonna walk back over there. I thought they were being commanded by Walther, that's how they got there. But maybe I accidentally left them somehow? I'm all over the place. This game is so fun though. Allied forces attacked an iron mine. They went for the iron mine too, I see. Sure is good to have a Baron on your side. I don't normally play a team game unless I'm, you know, playing with my good friend here. But it's different. It's a lot of fun, I think. There's a lot of people playing multiplayer on this as well, especially with the updates still coming regularly. Well, I wouldn't say regularly. It was definitely a big surprise update that they dropped, adding a class. Maybe I'll leave one single troop here to hold down the market. But yeah, this game came out, actually not remembering. Let me research that. Conquest of Elysium 5 came out in 2021, August 17th. Yeah, so it's pretty cool to have an update in now in 2025. Guild Merchant, Scout, and Spearman for purchase. I'll take the Scout. And maybe more Caravan Guards, but I'll save the gold for now. They're attacking the centipedes over there. I can't quite make it, but I'll come and watch the battle. Get in there! You're doing great. how'd they do against the centipedes. This guy is actually really good. The Court Mage. He's got good spells, Paralyze and Iron Skin. Summer is now here. We could get 10 crossbowmen for 100 gold if we only had 3 more. But alas, we do not quite have it. They're actually attacking the Forest of Boars. I'll help out. I'll help you guys out. One final big battle, and then I think we might end the episode after this. Let's see how we do. There's been a battle in Elkland. Not very aptly named Elkland, but you know, that's what it's called. Yeah, these boars don't stand a chance. They're getting enraged, I think, from taking damage. But it's not helping them. Alright. Our friend took over the ancient forest. There's 5 serpents down here in the village. 5 serpents. I'll just stay here. Maybe next turn we can attack that. Yeah, I'll stay up here. But I'm going to end the episode here for now. This was a first look at Conquest of Elysium 5. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. I can't state it enough how much I love this game. I think it's very, very charming. Everything from the art style to the gameplay itself, all the different systems, and the surprising amount of depth and everything about it. It's just my cup of tea. Yeah. I was gonna say it like has the vibe of some of those old Flash games that I would play as a youngster, but just with a lot more polish and depth. I can easily play a ton more of this. Let me know if that's anything you guys are interested in on the channel. But leave a like if you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.